everybody, it's your girl Lala, back with another video. That's random that everybody says that, but oh well. Welcome back to Lala's World. Yes, the poof is here, but only here for limited time only. So if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button below. If you are still a subscriber, make sure you have your notifications turned on. If you do have it turned on and still having issues, please turn it off, turn it back on again, and you'll be happy. So I am going to go ahead and bring up a story time. A story time that has been brewing. When I mean brewing. This takes back to the time I was working for, dare I say it, Radioshack. Now it's called The Shack, as I remember when I left. Now I'm going to put a little disclaimer below, so if you can multitask, read the disclaimer and watch my video, more power to you. If you need to pause the video, read the disclaimer, please do that. Because the last thing I want to find out is people telling me I'm being messy, I'm being this, I'm being that. Long story short, I'm exercising my right on my First Amendment. So when I act up, you ever heard of Suplex City? Well, I'm going to take it to Block City. So that means you could be blocked. And I wouldn't care. So let's continue, shall we? First and foremost, I was working for Radioshack, the one in Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's where I was staying at for a while. I was staying like a good 7 years before I moved to Georgia. Let me see, when I started Radioshack. I started Radioshack 2008. And I didn't leave till 2011. So I'm gonna say like around 2009. No, I would say around 2010, because after I broke up with my ex, that's when there was some shit brewing over there. So you guys remember when Sprint came out with the Evos, the first Evo phones? And if you didn't have like a credit or anything like that, you didn't have like shit, you didn't have no credit at all, or you had good credit, you will be eligible for that phone. And that time Sprint was collecting deposits. If you're eligible for that phone, you'll be getting like, you'll have to pay like a $50 deposit, or sometimes you're lucky a $0 deposit. So a lot of that was going on when people was coming to Radioshack to get the phone. But there was, and like I said on the title, the Sprint scandal. This is what happened. At that time, where there was some people who the right people was eligible for the $50 deposit, the $0 deposit, because they didn't have Social Security cards. They would have to use like another form of ID. So, but then there were some other people that was cheating the system. When I mean cheating the system, I mean it was to the point that whereas the people that was involved the people who was working for Radioshack that was involved, that they did, it was three, from what I found out and what I knew, it was 3 people that was doing it. And it was at a store, I don't think if it's still standing or not. It was at the store down, if you live in Colorado Springs, Colorado, you know where I'm talking about. Down on South Academy. In that little shopping area where Little Caesar is, if I'm not mistaken. Right next to the pawn shop. What happened was those 3 people, were the ones that was doing all the, I would say, fraudulent stuff. And I'm going to do this in quotes because, like I said, I'm not here to shade nobody. I'm not here to, talk bad about nobody's company, Sprint nor Radioshack, because I had no beef with both. When I left Radioshack, it was on good terms. I'm still with Sprint because I'm an authorized user on my mom's account. So, and I pay my bill. So, take that. They were cheating the system by giving out fake names, fake addresses, so people will be able to go ahead and get the Evo phone for either to get a $0 deposit or sometimes a $50 deposit. So it was at first, like, I didn't catch on to it until, like, I found out afterwards, because it was a lot of suspicion, whereas the customers who got the phones, what happened was that, and I'm telling you this right now, Sprint ain't slow. They catch fraud, oh, they turning your shit off. Clean off. Because all those people who were doing all those customers that, oh, they figured they got a free phone, they got this, they got a third. No, Sprint caught on to it real quick, cut off their phones, and then what happened was, for some reason, the people at Radioshack, like the higher ups of Radioshack, got involved because they was trying to figure out, okay, it was to the point, like, whereas the manager at that store, who was over those 3 employees, was asking, like, okay, was asked, like, okay, is this commission correct? You know, because they know for that store, because it was like a store in the shopping area, not like in a mall, something wasn't adding up. And at that time, they wasn't like, they usually be slow during the week. They don't pick up during, like, the weekend. So when they did, like, their checks and balances and all type of number stuff, there was a lot of suspicion going involved. It was to the point, dare I say it, because I was working at the Radioshack in the mall, in the Citadel Mall. My manager was looking at me like, because he knew I was going to go over there to the South Academy store to help out because it was short staffed. You would never believe what this dude told me. He told me he wanted me to spy. I'm like, sir, that is not part of my criteria. I'm just there because I need to pick up hours. We're not doing that. No. If you want to know what's going on, you know how to find out the tea. Don't do that. Don't use me. No. So what happened was, I knew also about it from somebody I went to school with. Because at that time, I was going to school. I was going to Pikes Peak Community College. And this dude got into Evo, and he was the one who spilled the tea to me. And I was like, oh, okay. So pretty much, as time progresses, Sprint cutting off people's phones because of the whole fraudulent situation. That's when, around that time, that manager down the South Academy store already put in his 2 weeks. He already jumped ship. The 2 out of 3 guys got fired. The other guy got fired not only for fraudulent stuff, but he got fired for also, like, doing, like, stealing money. From what I heard, he started out small. He would be like say if a customer brought back in a part, usually the part be like $1 or $2. It'll make it seem like the customer came back with the receipt and with the return and act like it was a cash out, and he'll take the cash for himself. That's from what I found out. Now, with the whole Sprint scandal at Radioshack, it was to the point, like, we had to be, like, very, very careful when it comes to, like, doing credit checks because of what they did. Because it's like, we gotta get the name, the ID, everything like that to the T. Yes, there was some people who didn't have social security cards because, you know, of the fact that they had, like, another form of ID, not like an American ID, not like a driver's license, like a Mexican, because there was a lot of Mexicans in Colorado, but so they had, like, the Mexican ID. We had to make sure we had to put all that information in there. It was to the point, like, they was watching our store, they had the South Academy store. It was so bad they had to revamp that South Academy store because of that scandal. They had to hire some new people, put a new manager in there. It was a hot mess. So anybody who y'all thinking that y'all trying to cheat the system of just putting some fake names, some fake addresses, don't do it. Because the cell phone company will get you. They will turn your phone off, clean off, for fraudulent reasons. So this is all the story I have of the scandal that I went through in Radioshack. If you want to hear any more Radioshack stories, I do have plenty. Feel free to comment down below, and I have no problem spilling the tea. Till then, you guys have an awesome day. Bye.